Hey, good morning everyone. Today I'm going to be working on my 2001 LX470, and what I have planned is, for some reason, I'm doing a lot of steering wheel work on the cars. Maybe I've got some kind of weird fetish or problem, but if you guys can notice on my steering wheel, it's cracked, feels like snakeskin all the way around, and I figure I might as well just update it if I'm going to try and refinish it, which is what I did in my other video for my LS460, to spend a little bit of money. And I got a heck of a deal from what I believe. I got a steering wheel. I got an ES steering wheel with a GS300 single stage airbag, all for about 110 bucks. And I know that's not a small chunk of change, but it's not a lot in my book. But that's what I'm going to try and tackle today. So first things first is we always want to be safe, right? So I don't want the chance of having that airbag deploy at all. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the battery, and I'm going to do that by disconnecting the negative terminal. I believe that's going to be a 10 millimeter, so I've got my tools here. I'm going to be disconnecting that, and then we're going to make our way to the inside. So let me see if I can set this thing up for a tripod. So I'll get started on that. All right, so I'm going to disconnect the battery here, and this is the negative side. And the thing is, you guys got to keep in mind that when you remove this, you don't want this to touch any metal surface, right? Oop, that sucked. Let me see if I can get that back. You don't want that to touch any metal surface, because then you just kind of complete the circuit and power will go back through. So what I like to do is make sure that it's not necessarily wrapped up, but it's going to let it rest here on the side. There's no chance of it touching any kind of metal, and I'm going to leave that off for the entirety of the steering wheel change. So I've got that off. Let me take some more of my tools, because I think I'll need this on the inside. And from what I know, and I didn't look it up online or anything, but we're gonna have to remove this panel, and there's a similar one on the other side right here, and I think I'm just gonna pry that away with like a really thin flathead, and that's gonna give us access to two, I think, Allen screws usually, or hex screws, and that's gonna allow us to remove the airbag. We'll disconnect that, and then there is a large nut in the middle that we'll take off, and we'll see how that goes. We'll try and figure it out. So I've got a GoPro, and I've got a tripod. Obviously I knocked it over a second ago, so let me see if I can set it up, and maybe we'll try a different format where you can see me work, and maybe I'll speed it up or do something. But anyway, that's what I'm going to try to attempt. Thanks for watching so far. Okay, so I was wrong. It is not a hex or an Allen wrench. It is a star bit, and a Torx? No, whatever it is, it's star. It's a star pattern, and luckily I believe I have stuff in the toolbox for it. So let's go look. So I don't think I've shown you, or I think I'm supposed to make a video of the RX-7 next, but I figure I'll do that maybe tomorrow or in a few days. I wanted to get this knocked out and get some boxes cleared out of my garage, so I figure I'll do the steering wheel. So here we go. We got some star bits here. Grab the other ratchet and an extension, just in case I need it. But yeah, my garage is a mess. Sorry about that. But quick rundown. I've got an LS460. This is my RX-7. That's my LX, and this is my SC. And I don't mod them all the time, but I am a car enthusiast, and I'll do things from time to time. I find myself more busy than not. So anyway, back in the car, and I will see if my star bits, those look good to you or not, will fit, and we'll get the center airbag removed. All right, guys, that was pretty easy. Wasn't too bad. So here you can see the starbit screw again. That's a better view of it. And if you notice, which might be kind of hard, there's these 3 plastic tabs that sit around it. So you can unscrew it, unscrew it, unscrew it as much as you want, but it won't back out. So what I had to do was I took a my thin flathead again, and I went ahead and put my screwdriver, there's a little lip there, and as I was unscrewing, I was kind of trying not to force it out, but kind of persuade it to come out a little bit more so it'll unhinge, and then the middle steering bag, the airbag came out, not a problem. Undid 2 clips. This is the clock spring. It sits on the hub of the steering wheel, so that's okay, that stays there. So we're gonna unplug, or either undo this guy, and there's a big nut. I'll come back and find out what size that is, and we should be pretty good to go. All right, I'll be right back. All right, everybody, so I found the right size. I have a 19mm that fits on the center. I'm gonna go ahead and just put that onto my impact and loosen it up. Right out, not a problem. Now the trick here is they sell tools where you can get a steering wheel remover, but from everything that I've seen online and things I've done previously, you want to back out the nut just enough so you can get movement on the steering wheel, and that nut's there, so as you pull on the steering wheel up and down, bang on the sides or whatever, this steering won't slap you in the face. So I'm going to put this up on a tripod, probably make a fool of myself, but just make sure your girlfriends and wives aren't in the room, because they're probably going to see some muscle, some flex, and you know, I don't want you guys getting into relationship issues, you know, seeing raw power in action. So yeah, corny, right? So let me go ahead and set up the tripod and see if I can get the steering wheel off. Okay guys, so I was able to remove the steering wheel with a little bit of force. I banged on each side, and then I jiggled and I pulled it out. Not very hard at all. I undid the connector. There was this detent on the bottom, so I was able to push that up and slide that out. So I was able to disconnect the connector from the clock spring. And let's compare the two to see if this thing is going to be plug and play, or I'm gonna have to do some weird stuff here. So old wheel, new wheel. So the connectors look different. Okay, so this is all in one, I guess, the audio controls and everything. And this guy, yeah, so it's different. Okay, so let me figure this out and I will get back on camera with you. All right, everyone, so before I get any further, this cruise control unit was tucked underneath this bracket, right? There were 2 screws, and the idea here is this is the connector or harness that I want to use, right? I don't want to splice or do anything, so I'm going to go ahead and I removed this unit. I'm going to go ahead and replace this one, right? The airbag connector inside the car is already there, so that plugs into this, no problem. I'll still have my cruise control, and then I will have to find out what this extra wire is for, and I think that might be audio control, so that'll be cool. And then this one should just be for the horn. So I basically stripped this one to put into here so I can plug this in and still have everything work like normal. Okay, so I'll get all that done, I'll put everything back, or of course I'll let you guys follow along with me and we'll see how it goes. I'll be right back. So I successfully swapped over the cruise control module with the harness. So this is the original LX harness here that I took off of that wheel, right? And I went ahead, and this connector here is for the horn, I believe, and I went ahead and just spliced in a line and put a tab here since the new airbag doesn't have a connector. The extra plug I had doesn't plug into the steering wheel controls for the radio. I never had any originally, so I'm just going to leave that one undone. So I'm going to hop here in the car, put everything back, Okay, everyone, I am done putting the airbag back in. I ran into a little trouble, but that was just a use of force. So the nice thing about what I mentioned earlier about it having those that kind of plastic holding thing around the bolts, that is that when you put the steering wheel airbag back in and get it set, everything kind of lines up. So all you need to do is just apply a bit of force to push the bolt through that kind of holding ring, and it should get everything in, and you just tighten it down. I tightened down the center nut, plugged everything back in, and I'm about to reconnect the battery, and we'll see how it all goes. All right, everyone, so the car is back on. Well, we never touched the telescopic and tilt functions, but those still work. Horn works. Cruise button works. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, everything seems to work just fine, and I think it's a nice kind of updated look to the LX interior. So that's pretty neat. I probably need to clean up the wheel. It's not in the greatest condition, but it's a lot better than what it was before. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. I'll probably do some LX stuff. I need to change out my hydraulic fluid for the shocks, and I've always wanted to replace the LEDs in those running boards. But this has been a great car, and I might do a review on this too. So thank you for watching. I hope you like and subscribe to the video. I'll make more. I'm always doing stuff anyway. So yeah, thanks. Good luck.